My best friend smiled and congratulated me on my engagement, but behind my back, she kept spreading lies about me. I said nothing. On my wedding day, a video was played. In it, she was admitting everything herself. The color drained from her face. The final straw wasn't a rumor. It wasn't even the messages. It was a $7 picture frame from Target. I'd spent 20 minutes choosing it. A simple white frame for one of our engagement photos. When I showed it to my best friend, Rachel, she smiled and said, "It's cute." Cute. That's all. Then she picked up her phone and started texting someone while I was still talking. Something about that moment stayed with me. Not because it was rude. Because I suddenly realized she hadn't been happy for me in a very long time. I should have seen it coming. But I didn't. Or maybe I did. Maybe I just didn't want to. Life had already been stressful enough. Mark and I were paying for most of the wedding ourselves. Every dollar mattered. I counted pennies that week. Literally. I'd compare prices at 3 different stores before buying anything. Dollar store decorations. Discount candles. DIY centerpieces. Middle-class dreams on a middle-class budget. And through all of it, Rachel stood beside me. Smiling. Helping. Pretending. At least that's what I thought later. The first rumor reached me through a coworker. "Are you okay?" she asked during lunch. "Yeah. Why?" She hesitated. "I heard you and Mark have been fighting." I laughed. "We haven't." She looked uncomfortable. Oh, that should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. A few days later, another friend asked if my wedding was still happening. Then someone else asked if Mark had lost his job. Then another person asked if we were secretly moving because we couldn't afford rent. Every story was different. Every story was false. Yet somehow they all traced back to one person. Rachel. At first I refused to believe it. She'd been my friend for 8 years. 8 years. You don't throw away 8 years over gossip. At least that's what I told myself. Then came the engagement party. Rachel hugged me, smiled for photos, posted heart emojis online. And 20 minutes later, she was sitting with a group of guests telling them my marriage probably wouldn't last a year. One of them recorded part of the conversation. Not intentionally. They were filming a birthday toast happening nearby. Rachel's voice just happened to be in the background. That recording landed in my inbox the next morning. I listened to it 3 times. Then 5. Then 10. Each replay hurt less. Not because it became easier. Because it became clearer. Enough is enough. I didn't cry. I didn't call her. I didn't confront her. I simply made a decision. Quietly. The same way people decide to leave jobs. Or move cities. Or stop loving someone. I was done. The wedding was 6 weeks away. Most people would have canceled her invitation. Most people would have started a fight. I chose something different. I wanted the truth to speak for itself. So I started collecting evidence. Carefully. Patiently. Messages. Voice notes. Screenshots. Nothing illegal. Nothing dramatic. Just facts. People talk when they think nobody is paying attention. Rachel talked a lot. The hardest part was pretending everything was normal. Coffee dates. Wedding planning calls. Text messages filled with fake excitement. Every smile felt heavier than the last. But I stayed calm. Because the goal wasn't revenge. The goal was closure. 2 weeks before the wedding, something unexpected happened. Rachel called another friend while drunk. She spent nearly 15 minutes talking about me. About how jealous she'd been since the engagement. How she hated the attention. How she thought Mark should have dated someone else. How spreading rumors had been kind of fun. The entire call was recorded. Legally. The friend was part of the conversation. And when she heard it, she sent me the file. I listened once. That was enough. For the first time, Rachel wasn't denying anything. She was admitting everything herself. The wedding day arrived. Beautiful. Simple. Exactly what Mark and I could afford. The ceremony was held in a community hall decorated with months of effort and discount store creativity. Nothing extravagant. Nothing perfect. But it was ours. Rachel arrived wearing a bright smile. She hugged me. "Today's your day," she said. I smiled back. "Thank you." For the first time, I wasn't angry. I wasn't even sad. I was free. The reception started.
People ate, laughed, danced.
Then came the slideshow. A normal wedding tradition. Photos from childhood. Pictures from our relationship. Family memories. Everyone watched the screen, including Rachel. Halfway through, the slideshow paused. A black screen appeared. Several people looked confused. Then a video started playing. Not long. Less than 2 minutes. Just Rachel's own recorded conversation. Her voice filled the room.
Clear.
Undeniable. Confessing to the rumors. Admitting the jealousy. Laughing about the damage she'd caused. The room went silent. Completely silent. I looked toward her table. The color drained from her face. Her smile disappeared. Her eyes widened. For a second she looked like she couldn't breathe. Nobody yelled. Nobody attacked her. Nobody needed to. The truth had already done all the work. She stood up, grabbed her purse, and walked out. No speech. No explanation. No defense. Just silence. The same silence she'd expected from me all those months. The music started again a few moments later. The evening continued. And for the first time in a very long time, I felt light. Not victorious. Not powerful. Just peaceful. Rachel never contacted me again. Neither did I. Some endings don't require a final conversation. A year later, life still wasn't perfect. Bills still arrived. The car still made strange noises. I still compared grocery prices. Mark and I still argued occasionally about money. Real life didn't suddenly become a fairy tale. But the people around me were honest. And that changed everything. Because peace isn't about having perfect relationships. It's about having real ones. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't fighting back. It's waiting, preparing, then allowing the truth to introduce itself. The future wasn't perfect, but it was honest. And for the first time in years, that was enough. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine.